This is the OTB Network.
Good morning and welcome to this edition of Horses and Courses, brought to you by Parting Glass Racing. I'm Jean Wood. We've just wrapped up a nice weekend of stakes racing action across the country. Some very good sprints, some nice routes, some turfers, and some older horses as well. We'll start things out down in Florida, where on Saturday they conducted the Summit of Speed. We'll highlight 4 of the races from that card, beginning with the Grade 3 Azalea for 3-year-old fillies.
They're all in line. And they're off, and a perfect start to the Azalea. K's and J's is showing a lot of speed today. Cassidy's Pride is fast down from the inside. Time Well Spent is also there in the second flight, and Underground is now moving through from between fillies, and she's only about 1.5 lengths off the lead. Royal Card is also in that second flight. Then a break of 3 lengths back to R. Brown Sugar. She's in front of First Passage. Then we come to Going to the Sun, and Don't Tell Me What to Do. We'll have to pass them all. She is 9 lengths last as they move for the far turn. K's and J's shaking it up with Time Well Spent. It's K's and J's leading the way into the far turn. K's and J's now 3/4 of a length. Time Well Spent from between runners. Royal Card is gearing up 3 wide. She's starting to close in from third. And First Passage is 4 wide and moving well at the leaders as they come to the top of the lane. Here comes First Passage closing in on K's and J's. K's and J's, Royal Card, First Passage. They're 3 right across the track as they come to the final furlong. And First Passage forges to the lead. It's First Passage. K's and J's trying to battle back from the inside. These 2 clear of Royal Card as they come down to the wire. And First Passage will win the Azalea. First Passage beat K's and J's. Royal Card was third, tight for fourth.
First Passage scoring the victory here, a 3rd win in a row. She's 4 for 5 this year. And only disappointing performance of her career was her career debut in Europe. A very nice effort by this filly to score from off the pace with a wide move over pacemaker K's and J's with Royal Card back in the 3rd spot. The winner, First Passage, is a dark Bayer Brown daughter of Giants Causeway from Wins Fair Lady by DeHare, bred in Kentucky by Classic Star 2004 Power Foal Stable, owned by Andrew Rosen and trained by Marty Wolfson, ridden to victory by Jermaine Bridgmahan. First Passage covers the 6 and 111.22. Next up, Grade 2 3-year-old sprinters going 6 in the carryback.
They're all in line.
Right, so it's the one against Ask Joe.
And they're off in the carryback. Prince Joshua broke right on the money. Truest Legend there from between runners. Wall Street Wonder the extreme outside. Ask Joe now drops back a bit in 4th. You Lucky Man is 5th. He's already about 7 lengths off the lead. And Not for Silver is going to have to make up a dozen lengths as they string out up the backstretch. A good battle on the front end. Truest Legend the inside. Wall Street Wonder the outside. And Prince Joshua right there between them. They're 3 abreast as they go to the far turn. And these 3 have opened up a 7-length lead on Ask Joe, who runs 4th. You Lucky Man maybe 11 lengths off the lead. He's got to get going now. And Not for Silver is trying to unwind from the back of the pack. Truest Legend is dropped back. Wall Street Wonder and Prince Joshua kick on with it. It's Wall Street Wonder ahead in front. Prince Joshua trying to hang tough from the inside. Whip is out on Truest Legend. Not for Silver is the one who's rolling in from the back of the pack. And here he comes. Not for Silver under a full head of steam, closing fast at Prince Joshua. You Lucky Man is also trying to close in, but it's Not for Silver and Jose Lezcano. Not for Silver hits the front. You Lucky Man is second. Not for Silver wins the carryback. You Lucky Man second best. Prince Joshua and Ask Joe.
Not for Silver scoring the victory. A nice effort by this guy who was second in the Hearst Jacobs on Preakness Day last time out. Rallied well from off the pace, off a little bit of freshening time after a steadying start to win over You Lucky Man, the favorite at just a tick or 2 over even money. Prince Joshua back in the 3rd spot. The winner, Not for Silver, is a dark Bayer Brown 3-year-old colt by Not for Love out of Silver Dew by Silver Deputy. Bred in Maryland by Dark Hollow Farm, William H. DeBerg and George I. Harris. Owned by Ted Julio and trained by Mike Trombetta, ridden to victory by Jose Lezcano. Not for Silver covers the 6 and 111.99. 9-1. Next up, we'll head back to Calder and the Grade 1 Princess Rooney.
Against a stake winner like PSG Dread says a lot.
They're all in line.
Time for the Grade 1 Princess Rooney called.
And they're off in the Princess Rooney. And Dubai Majesty was fast from the outside gate. Keep the Pieces showing speed as well. And Jessica is back as fast from the inside gate. She's now all the way up into second and only 3/4 of a length off the lead. Game Face settles down fourth. She's got 3 lengths to make up. It's 3.5 back to BR's Girl and Orinokia. Pius Ashley is last of the 7, and she's got 9 lengths to make up and a half mile to do it. The leader is Keep the Peace. It's Keep the Peace and showing the way. Ooh, and stumbling, but checking badly there was Jessica is back as she lost about 3 lengths going into the turn. So Keep the Peace is just the leader now. Dubai Majesty there from between runners, and Game Face is ranging up 3 wide. There goes Game Face, and she's now all the way up to challenge for the lead as they run toward the quarter pole. Game Face outside of Keep the Peace as they come toward the top of the stretch. Dubai Majesty has dropped back a bit in third. The rest have a lot of work to do, and it's Game Face off the turn, and she's the leader down to the final furlong. Game Face and Edgar Prado pouring it on the Princess Rooney. It's Game Face drawing away at the 16th pole. Keep the Peace trying to hold second. Orinokia late from the back of the pack. It's Game Face. She's a Grade 1 winner. Keep the Peace second. Orinokia was third.
Although this race was marred by the scratch early of Indian Blessing as well as the on-the-day scratch of Marina Ballerina, it still came up a fairly evenly matched group. In fact, perhaps a better betting race without those fillies in the race, as Game Face, who clearly likes running in Florida better than any place else, scores by almost 7 lengths going away over Keep the Peace, with Orinokia back in the third spot. The winner, Game Face, had run a series of very impressive performances over the wintertime last winter and then again this winter, all down in Florida. Was never able to duplicate that level of performance outside of Florida, and now heads back down to Calder this time and scores once again very impressively over the third place finisher from the winning colors. Game Face is a chestnut filly, a daughter of Menifee, from Galleon of Gold by Gone West. Bred in Kentucky by Marilyn F. Seltzer and owned by Zabeel Racing International, trained by Todd Pletcher, ridden to victory by Edgar Prado. Game Face covers the 6 and 110.74. Next up, older male sprinters in the Grade 2 Smile Sprint Handicap.
They're all in line. And they're off. And Ikigai was fast from the inside gate. Eden's Gift is showing his normal speed. How's Your Halo is a close-up third, less than a length off the lead. They're followed by Yes by Jiminy. Benny the Bull is fifth and already about 5 lengths off the pace. And Processor's Turf is last of the 6 as they move up the back stretch. It's Ikigai and Jermaine Bridgemahan, 3/4 of a length. Eden's Gift pressing from the outside. How's Your Halo's got a good spot third. He's down on the inside and only 2 lengths off the lead. Yes by Jiminy is now moving up outside of him. Benny the Bull yet to uncoil. He's got 6 lengths to make up. And Processor's Turf remains the trailer as they move into the far turn. Ikigai is shaking away on the front end. It's Ikigai now by a length and a half. Eden's Gift trying to come back at him from the outside. How's Your Halo runs third, then Yes by Jiminy. Benny the Bull is now starting to find his best stride as he comes through from between runners, but he's 4 lengths behind Ikigai. It's Ikigai down to the final furlong. Eden's Gift rolling at him now. Benny the Bull is not doing enough at this point. Processor's Turf trying to close in, but it's Eden's Gift. Eden's Gift leads the way. Benny the Bull second, and Eden's Gift will score the upset in the Smile Sprint. Benny the Bull second best, Processor's Turf, and How's Your Halo?
Eaton's Gift pulling off a bit of an upset at 14.5 to 1 over the heavily favored Benny the Bull. Processor's Turf back in the third spot. Nice effort by Eaton's Gift, who's been a little bit of a question mark. You know, he appears to run some pretty good races from time to time, pops up with a nice one, and then seems to kind of vanish off to the sidelines. He was taken out of training for a little while, came back in late June in Kentucky in a turf allowance race. A nice effort behind a horse named St. Joe, we're going to see a little bit later on in the program. Nice effort there, returned, and here pulls off the upset from just off the pace over the heavily favored Benny the Bull, whose most recent performance was a very good effort in New York in the True North. The winner, Eaton's Gift, is a 4-year-old bay son of Johannesburg from Kit's Girl by Carson City. Bred in Kentucky by Donara Thoroughbreds Limited and owned by Zayat Stable, trained by Dale Romans and ridden to victory by Jose Lascano. Eaton's Gift covers the 6 in 111.25. We'll head next to New Jersey in a pair of stakes on Saturday, kicking things off. Older horses going a mile on the turf in the Battlefield.
The racing in the Battlefield. Jet Propulsion hopped in the air at the start. Get Serious is out well. So is Steve's Double. And Get Serious is going to grab the lead. Steve's Double second. Then comes Hot Stuff and then some. Jet Propulsion, Silver Tree, Pleasant Strike along the rail, and Fearless Eagle as they race for the first turn. It is Get Serious in front. Hot Stuff and then some. Jet Propulsion, who did not have a good start, has to go wide there into the turn. And Steve's Double saves all the ground. 2 lengths off the lead. 2 lengths back to Silver Tree, then Fearless Eagle. Pleasant Strike is 6 lengths off the lead. The first quarter, 23 and 4. On to the backstretch. And it's Get Serious on top. Leads the way 3/4 of a length. Hot Stuff and then some second. Jet Propulsion on the outside third. Steve's Double is fourth along the rail. He's 3.5 lengths off the lead. Silver Tree right behind him. Fearless Eagle and Pleasant Strike on the rail. Get Serious ran a 46 3/2 mile and carries his speed into the far turn. 3/4 of a length in front. Now he's getting away. He's in front by 2 over Hot Stuff and then some. Jet Propulsion drops back on the outside. Steve's Double cuts the corner. Silver Tree, and they're into the stretch, and it's Get Serious. He ran 3/4 in 109 flat, and he comes to the 8th pole, 3 in front. Steve's Double second. Pleasant Strike comes up the fence. Silver Tree and Hot Stuff and then some. It's Get Serious in front. Pleasant Strike into second late, but Get Serious wins the Battlefield in 132 and 3 over Pleasant Strike. Then Steve's Double and Silver Tree in a photo for show.
Get Serious. Good to see him back on the turf. This is probably one of the better New York breds that nobody's ever heard of. He is a very solid runner on both dirt and turf. Earlier this year, he won very impressively on the Mama turf in the Elkwood. They tried him on the dirt in the skip-away last time out without too much success, but this seems to be his game. Shows good speed, never looks back, winning by 2.5 lengths as the 2-to-1 choice over Pleasant Strike with Steve's Double back in third. The winner, Get Serious, is a chestnut gelding, a Son of City Zip from Java Gal by Java Gold, bred here in New York by Morgan's Ford Farm and owned by James Dinnan, Jacques Moore, and Phantom House Stable, trained by John Forbes and ridden to victory by Pablo Fregoso. Get Serious covers the mile in very serious time, 132.70. We'll head right back to New Jersey now. The co-featured Long Branch for 3-year-olds, the local prep for the Haskell.
Calling live. They're racing in the Long Branch. And it's Rapid Redux on the far outside. Despite the odds along the rail, Lord Justice out third between those two. Down on the inside is Santana 6. Atomic Rain is right alongside of him, and he's 4.5 lengths off the lead. Then Nowhere to Hide, Papa Clem at the rail, and Omniscient is last as they race on that first turn. Pace-making Rapid Redux and Jose Velez Jr. lead the way by 1.5 lengths. On the outside, Lord Justice is second. Despite the odds, third at the rail. Santana 6, hard held off of them in fourth. Atomic Rain's 3 wide, and Papa Clem is down on the inside. And the pace really slowed down, and Papa Clem is hard held here, running along about 3 lengths off the lead. Then comes Nowhere to Hide, and Omniscient in the back. 24 and 1 was the opening quarter, and the race passed a half mile in 48 and 4. So they're just crawling along up front. And there's running room at the rail for Despite the Odds, who comes on through to battle Rapid Redux up front. Lord Justice third. Papa Clem right behind the leaders in fourth. Then Atomic Rain alongside of him. Santana 6, Nowhere to Hide. And Omniscient last around the far turn. It is Despite the Odds in front. 3/4 of a mile in 112 and 3. Despite the odds, Lord Justice, Papa Clem at the rail. Atomic Rain coming wide as Rapid Redux drops back. Then it's Nowhere to Hide trying to get going. Omniscient to the far outside. They're into the stretch, and Atomic Rain makes his move for the lead. Atomic Rain's in front. He's opening up here. Atomic Rain opening up with every stride. Omniscient on the far outside. Papa Clem, and Despite the Odds, but Atomic Rain rolls home in the Long Branch. Then came Despite the Odds, Papa Clem and Omniscient.
Atomic Rain, a very nice effort by this guy who rebounded off of his 16th in the Kentucky Derby to win an allowance race right here at Monmouth last time out. Loves this track. He's 3 for 4 lifetime over the Monmouth main track, and he runs away and hides 4 3/4 lengths the better of Despite the Odds, who was in off a huge win last out in the Hill Prince when that one came off the turf. The favorite in the field, Papa Clem, a horse that I liked quite a lot in the Kentucky Derby, got off to a little bit of a stumbling start, started slow, and then kind of stumbled a little bit into the running without ever really threatening. He settles for third. The winner, Atomic Rain, is a bay 3-year-old son of Smart Strike from Paradise Pond by Cox's Ridge. Bred in Kentucky by William L.F. Landis III, Laura Landis and Sarah Landis, owned by George and Laurie Hall, trained by Kelly Breen, ridden to victory by Joe Bravo. Atomic Rain covers the mile in a 16th and 143.79. We'll head to Philadelphia Park next, and last Monday of all days, they ran a race called the Dr. James Penny. I've been saying for a long time that this race deserves graded stakes credentials. They kind of hide it on a Monday afternoon on the turf course for fillies and mares, but it has drawn some very strong fields of late. Let's head back to last Monday, Philadelphia's feature, the Penny Memorial.
Here are the gates. And they're off. And Firewater breaks well from that outside gate and goes right to the lead. No other real speed here. And the 40-to-1 shot Firewater will make the early running. Now Caribbean Sunset has come out well, and she takes the second spot. It is Chestoria in third, then it's Scalara, I Lost My Chew, and Social Queen. They head to the first turn, and it is Firewater. She's on the board here at 45-to-1, and she has a free run on the lead. She goes to that first turn on top by about 5 or 6 lengths. Caribbean Sunset is running along in that second spot. She has a little bit more than 2 lengths on Chestoria, who saves ground in that third spot. Scalara has come to the outside now. Scalara is sitting fourth, a length in front of I Lost My Chew, and Social Queen is at the back of the pack, sixth and last, and she is running well off Firewater as they move to the midway point of the back stretch. That first quarter was 24-2. They covered the opening half mile in 49 flat. Firewater heading to the far turn, looking a little bit like Precious Passion here. Firewater has opened up, we'll call that about an 11-length lead with just about 3 furlongs to go. Caribbean Sunset on the outside has yet to do her best running. She continues to sit second, but now she gets the cue to quicken, and on the inside, Chestoria also begins to pick it up. Scalara begins to advance on the outside, then it's I Lost My Chew. Social Queen is well back. They're lined up to take their runs at Firewater as they come off the turn, and they are closing quickly. Down at the rail, it's Chestoria. Between horses, Caribbean Sunset. I Lost My Chew kicks in on the outside, Scalara there. They have just absolutely swallowed Firewater, and Caribbean Sunset strikes the front. Caribbean Sunset has the lead. I Lost My Chew running on second. It will be Caribbean Sunset. Caribbean Sunset wins it 3/4 of a length. I Lost My Chew with second, photo for third between Scalara and Chestoria.
Caribbean Sunset in out of Grade 1 company, dropping into a $200,000 ungraded event and scoring by 3/4 of a length over one of the better New York bred turf fillies. I Lost My Chew with Scalara rounding out the top 3. The winner, Caribbean Sunset, is a bay filly, a daughter of Danehill Dancer from Balmoral by Royal Academy, bred in Ireland by Baronstown Stud and owned by Don Simple, Joan and Don Simple, John and Sarah Kelly et al., and trained by Christophe Clement, who is having a tremendous season on turf and on dirt as well. Caribbean Sunset under Ramon Dominguez covers the mile in a 16th on the Philadelphia turf in 144.59. We'll pause for a brief message. When we return, we'll be heading to Arlington Park for their Saturday Stakes program. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We'll continue now at Arlington Park, where on Saturday they ran a series of stakes races, mainly preps for the Arlington Million card, kicking things off fillies and mares on the turf in the Modesty.
And the gate. And they're off in the Modesty. Tizaquina going out to the early lead from Chow, Dynaforce, Lemonette, and Pure Clan takes up position at the back of the Modesty field as they come past this first time round. E.T. Baird and Tizaquina carries the Darley Maroon out to the front. Robbie Alvarado sends Dynaforce up outside Tizaquina to engage, making their way toward the first turn. Chow running third just off Tizaquina and Dynaforce. Lemonette and Miguel Mena coming up the fence. Julian Leparoux and odds-on Pure Clan down inside, and last of the quintet as they round this opening turn. Tizaquina flanked by Dynaforce, 2 lengths away to Chow. Another length back to both Lemonette and Pure Clan. Pure Clan is 1 deep, racing outside of Lemonette as they race on to the backstretch. Tizaquina's opening quarter, 25 1/5 seconds. Tizaquina leads Dynaforce by 3/4 of a length. And as Carlson and Chow joined by Pure Clan. So here's Pure Clan, who spots up outside of Chow, and Lemonette at the rail as they continue their backstretch run to the half-mile pole in the Modesty. Tizaquina's 4 furlongs, 49 4/5 seconds. Tizaquina still shoulders the load in the Modesty from Dynaforce. Lemonette right there at the heels of the pace. Chow in the purple cap in the thick of it too. Pure Clan comes up outside of Chow as they round the far turn. Dynaforce now raising the stakes on Tizaquina, and Pure Clan looms. Here's Pure Clan 3 wide at the quarter pole. Chow and Lemonette 3/4 as they turn for home, and they straighten away in the Modesty. Tizaquina, Dynaforce, Pure Clan toward the inside. Lemonette and Chow is next in the final furlong. Pure Clan is quickened in front. Here's Pure Clan, who strides away now. Strides away from Tizaquina, Dynaforce, and the other 2, Pure Clan and Julian Leparoux in the Modesty. Pure Clan at 4 to 5 from Tizaquina, from Dynaforce. Lemonette and Chow was last of 5 in the Modesty.
Pure Clan scoring the victory. Nice to see her back in the winner's circle off a second-place finish to a coma last time out in the Mint Julep. She returns with a strong 2 1/2 length victory at odds-on over Tizaquina, who has developed into a very nice turf filly. Dynaforce, who I think it's fair to say prefers a little bit of cut in the ground, not getting her best surface on the firm going at Arlington on Saturday, does run well to finish third. The winner, Pure Clan, is a 4-year-old chestnut daughter of Pure Prize from Gather the Clan by General Assembly. Bred in Kentucky by A. Lakin and Son, owned by Louis G. Lakin and trained by Robert Holtis. Bob Holtis has this filly back. It's nice to see him back with her and back in the winner's circle. Julian Leparoux in the irons. Pure Clan covers the mile in 3/16 and 155.27. Next up, 3-year-olds on the turf in the Grade 2 American Derby.
They're in the gate. They're off, racing in the American Derby. Dakota Gypsy breaks sharp from the rail under Larry Sterling Jr. Reb is there. Proceed B, No Inflation. And Vaquero is keen. First run of the season for Vaquero. And Vaquero's the pace with No Inflation just inside of the leader, Vaquero. Proceed B is close up to them. Dakota Gypsy, Oil Man comes up on the outside. Reb is under keen restraint by Julian Leparoux. And the Arlington Classic winner, Giant Oak, is last. The first quarter, 24 seconds flat, rails in the Million lane as they turn. So here's No Inflation, and Robbie Alvarado up the fence with No Inflation to get out to the front, but just lead Vaquero, who's prompting No Inflation now. Those leaders have 3 1/2 lengths on Proceed B. Dakota Gypsy comes up the fence. A couple more to Oil Man next in line. 3 1/2 lengths back to Reb, who has a couple more on 3 to 5 Giant Oak running last. Racing up the backstretch, No Inflation and Vaquero, and those two heads apart. Dakota Gypsy third, Proceed B fourth. Oil Man and Alonso Quinones has Oil Man 6 lengths off the pace. As they move past the half-mile pole now in the American Derby, at the back of the pack still Reb and Giant Oak. Giant Oak trails 9 lengths adrift off of No Inflation and Vaquero as they go into the far turn. Toward the inside, Dakota Gypsy. Proceed B is now being driven over 3 furlongs out. Proceed B just grabs third. Oil Man is next in 5th. Giant Oak comes up outside of Reb, and those two also taking closer order. No Inflation turns them in the American Derby. Under a quarter to run, Vaquero fully stretched. Pro CB, Red Cap, Dakota Gypsy up the fence, Giant Oak. Oilman's been switched down stand sides, and Reb is last, and in behind horses Reb. Down to the final furlong. No Inflation in front with Robbie Alvarado. Oilman is charging. Dakota Gypsy right there. Giant Oak trying to get up between horses. Reb is rolling late as the winning line looms. Reb photo with No Inflation. Reb and No Inflation in an American Derby photo.
Reb scoring the victory, a little bit of an upset win at 13:20, on top by a head over No Inflation. It was a little bit of a messy stretch run as Oilman lugged in rather dramatically and got involved in a little bit of a bumping incident. He was disqualified at place behind Giant Oak, and as a result, Proceed B ends up moving up into the third spot. The winner, Reb, off of a turf allowance at Churchill Downs at the end of May, last time out, moves into Stakes Company victorious. He is a bay colt, a son of Stormy Atlantic from Sweet Baby Jane by King Mambo. Bred in Kentucky by Ken and Sarah Ramsey and owned by the Ashbrook Farm, trained by Rusty Arnold and ridden to victory by Julian Leparoux. Reb covers the mile in 3:16 to 156.09. Next up, we'll head to the Arlington Turf for the Arlington Sprint.
And the gate. And they're off in the Arlington Sprint. There's Chamberlain Bridge out to a fast start. Shrewd operator Stradavinsky also fast on the scene as they race up the backstretch. Yankee Ingenuity is fourth. The Millionaire Fort Prado settled along in fifth. Outside Fort Prado, St. Joe, and Grand Sensation has dropped back to last. Here's Shrewd Operator and Robbie Alvarado, and Shrewd Operator now coming to the fore. Chamberlain Bridge tracking under Jesse Campbell as they go to the far side of the Arlington course. Stradavinsky third by 2.5 lengths. Yankee Ingenuity fourth at the rail. A length back to St. Joe, 2 more to Fort Prado, and Grand Sensation still last in the shadow of the quarter pole. Chamberlain Bridge up now to Shrewd Operator. Yankee Ingenuity slides off the fence. Stradavinsky comes up the rail. St. Joe, Fort Prado, and Grand Sensation. And the final furlong of the Arlington Sprint. Here comes Yankee Ingenuity charging at Chamberlain Bridge. St. Joe third and staying on. Coming up toward the wire, it is Yankee Ingenuity and E.T. Baird. Yankee Ingenuity in the Arlington Sprint. Chamberlain Bridge was just out-finished. St. Joe third, Grand Sensation fourth, Fort Prado, Shrewd Operator, and Stradavinsky. Yankee Ingenuity, big day for E.T.
Yankee Ingenuity scoring the victory. A little bit of an upset at 850 to 1. He paid $19 on top. He was fifth last out in the Highlander at Woodbine, but his prior start was beaten not that badly by Chamberlain Bridge at Indiana Downs. Chamberlain Bridge was the favorite in this field, so it seems like a pretty nice disparity in the prices there. St. Joe completes the order of the top three. He is the horse that had beaten Eaton's Gift last time out in that allowance race down at Churchill Downs towards the end of June. The winner, Yankee Ingenuity, a dark Bear Brown son of Yankee Victor from Honestly Honey by Irish Open, bred in Florida by Valerie Daly and Kelly Charles. Owned by Encore Racing Stable and James McMullen. Trained by James McMullen and ridden to victory by E.T. Baird. Yankee Ingenuity covers the 5.5 in 1:02.50. Next up, we'll head right back to Arlington Park in the running of the Arlington Handicap.
They're in the game. And they're off in the Arlington Handicap. Public Speaker heads out toward the lead. Plan up the fence by Happiness in the Red Cap, Ordination, Embossed, Gentleman Chester, and Cosmonaut joins the front ranks too. Taba Zimbi is next. Coming past the stands, Ordination, Embossed for the inside Public Speaker. On the outside, here's Gentleman Chester, and Cosmonaut makes it 3 across the course, with Taba Zimbi next in 4th. Embossed is 5th, My Happiness in 6th. Plan 7th up the fence from Gentleman Chester, 8th as they turn. Down toward the inside telling, Silverfoot between horses, Stream Cat just as well, last of 12. The first quarter posted in 25-2. Around the first turn, Public Speaker, the leader by 3/4 of length to Ordination, and Cosmonaut 3 deep going toward the backstretch. Plan at the rail, and Taba Zimbi now grabs that 4th spot. Plan is 5th. Embossed settled along. 6 lengths off the leader, Public Speaker, followed by Gentleman Chester, My Happiness at the Rail, Streamcat, Silverfoot, Telling is ground saving, and Just As Well still at the back of the field. Half mile in 49 and 4. Public Speaker charts the course to the half-mile pole in the Arlington Handicap with Ordination and Cosmonaut 3 wide both turns. They have under 4 furlongs to go. Plan and Tabazimbi, those 2 races join 4th as they go into the far turn. My Happiness at the Rail, Gentleman Chester between horses, and Embossed is 3 wide. Just As Well has gone past Silverfoot, Streamcat, and Telling, now a hard-ridden 12th as they come toward the quarter pole. Cosmonaut up now to Public Speaker. Public Speaker, Cosmonaut, Tabazimbi, and on the outside, Just As Well is coming 4 wide nicely. They've turned the corner in the Arlington Handicap. Here's Cosmonaut. Cosmonaut just strikes the top. Public Speaker's under pressure. On the outside, Just As Well. Gentleman Chester runs up between horses. Far outside, My Happiness. Silverfoot with a late gain. Just As Well. E.T. Baird's 5th of the day. Just As Well as won it from Gentleman Chester. 3rd close. 3rd, a clump of horses there. Cosmonaut. Late running was a Tabazimbi, and photo finish for 3rd.
Just As Well scoring the victory. He had run a good 2nd in the Dixie to Parading, who was that horse the favorite in Hollywood Gold Cup this weekend as well. Prior to that, a good 3rd in the Maker's Mark at 1 mile on a very soft turf course, as Just As Well scores by a nice length, a measured margin over Gentleman Chester, with Cosmonaut back in 3rd. Just As Well is a dark fair brown son of AP Indy from No Matter What by Nureyev, bred in Kentucky by Augustin Stable and owned by Jonathan Shepard, trained by the owner and ridden to victory by E.T. Baird. Just As Well covers the 1.25 miles in 2:02.84. We'll head to Indiana Downs now and go back to last Tuesday. 3-year-olds on the turf in the $200,000 Oliver Stakes.
And they're off. Along the inside, that's Music City out for the lead. Quickly, there goes Turfist and Jamie Terrio. And it's Music City with the Turfist on the outside. It's another 2 back to Good Sermon in 3rd. Then it's another 4 or 5 lengths to Jack Spratt with Julian Lake Peru in the 4th. But up on the outside, it's Driving Snow 5th. It's another 2 after that to Quite a Handful, who's along the inside. Up alongside is Union Strike. Then it's another 4 to Galloping Gulf. And some 5 back to Here Comes Ben. Opening quarter, 23 seconds. Race down the back stretch. And it's Music City. On the inside, up on the outside, Turfist, the half. Quick, 46 and 1. Lively clip in here, and Music City. And Turfist. And Music City. Leandro Goncalves leads it by a length and a half. That Turfist in 2nd is Good Sermon. Begins to roll from 3rd. Then up on the outside, Driving Snow. 3/4 and 1:10 and 4. They're on their way home. And Music City. But now here's a surge from Driving Snow and Miguel Mena. And Driving Snow, splitting horses late, is Quite a Handful. In deep stretch, Driving Snow digs in, and Driving Snow wins it. Quite a Handful 2nd, Jack Spratt 3rd.
Driving Snow scoring the victory here. We're going to have to start keeping a closer eye on Indiana Downs. This horse is coming back off a long layoff. He was 2nd most recently to Bittell Road in the Bourbon at Keeneland last October. Off the long layoff, he returns 3/4 of a length, the better of Quite a Handful, with the favorite Jack Spratt completing the order of the top 3. The winner, Driving Snow, began his career in Europe. The Bourbon was his only prior American start. I suspect he was looking for a berth in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf that day. Something sent him to the sidelines, but he has come back strong. Driving Snow is a 3-year-old son of Verglas from Dazzling Dancer by Nashwan, bred in Great Britain by Castle Martin Stud and Skymark Farm, owned by Silverton Hill Limited, trained by Darren Miller, ridden to victory by Miguel Mena. Driving Snow covers the mile on the turf in 1:36.20. We'll head north of the border now. Woodbine on Saturday afternoon. Fillies and mares in the Grade 2 the Grade 2 dance smartly.
They're off in the Dance Smartly Stakes. Points of Grace in the center. Dance to My Tune is to the outside. Then Lemon Twirl. And down to the rail is a Ginger Brew. And a fight for that early lead. Points of Grace out in the center of the turf course. Ginger Brew improves at the rail. Lemon Twirl is right alongside of Ginger Brew. Then Dance to My Tune. Arden Bell is widest in the black cap. Settling in behind that first group is Colwood Dancer. Then we have Mushka and Kalina Verdes, the early trailer. 24 seconds for the opening quarter mile in the Dance Smartly. And it's Ginger Brew who's down on the inside to take the lead. Ginger Brew, Points of Grace on the outside, just a neck behind. Lemon Twirl is back in third position. Dance to My Tune's on hold in fourth. Arden Bell is fifth and 3.5 lengths off the lead. Then we have Colwood Dancer, who drafts in behind horses as they sweep into the turn. Then Amushka and Kalina Verde, 47 seconds flat. Less than a half mile remaining now. On the outside, Points of Grace comes on. Points of Grace takes the lead by a length. Ginger Brew is down to the inside. Dance to My Tune is in the blue cap and just a length and a quarter off the lead. Here comes Colwood Dancer. And in behind horses is Lemon Twirl, and they turn for home in the Dance Smartly. And it's Points of Grace at the quarter pole. Dance to My Tune is put to pressure. Lemon Twirl is trying to find some more. And on the far outside is Colwood Dancer, and it is Points of Grace and Luis Contreras. Ginger Brew is resurgent. Angles up between horses. Points of Grace trying to get one more 16th. Points of Grace by 2.5. Ginger Brew is second best. The Points of Grace, who wins the Dance Smartly. Ginger Brew is second. Show photo between Mushka and Colwood Dancer.
Points of Grace making her second appearance in Stakes Company and scoring nicely by 2 1/4 lengths over a couple of the fillies that had beaten her last time out in her stakes debut, including Colwood Dancer, who settled for an off-the-board finish here. Ginger Brew ran on well to finish in the second spot. Mushka, with her late rallying move, to finish third. The winner, Points of Grace, is a chestnut daughter of Point Given from Faithful by Topsider, bred in Kentucky by Gary Falter and Cindy Falter and the Thoroughbred Corporation. Owned by Live Oak Plantation and trained by Malcolm Pierce, ridden to victory by Luis Contreras. Points of Grace covers the mile and a furlong in 1:45.51. We'll continue now with stakes racing action in Canada. We'll head to Fort Erie in the second leg of the Canadian Triple Crown, Sunday's Prince of Wales Stakes.
They're in the gate. They're off in the Prince of Wales Stakes. Tardy beginnings for Flip for the Coin and Kano West. Milwaukee Appeal is the first to front, and she made the lead easily. Flip for the Coin is now quickening just to her outside. And the plate winner, Eye of the Leopard, is forwardly placed and in the clear 3 wide. Not much pace on as they pass the wire the first time. The filly is fronting the field, Milwaukee Appeal, a half a length better than Flip for the Coin. Eye of the Leopard takes the turn in wide and loses position to Gallant, who goes up in between runners. Gallant is right up challenging Milwaukee Appeal and is now taking over. Mr. Farik Goes to You, altering tactics today. Smith has him off of the pace. And then it's 3 lengths back to Kano West. The deep closer trails, but is only 8 lengths behind. A dawdling first quarter, 24 4/5 seconds. That allowed Corey Fraser and Gallant to make their way to the lead. They lead in the backstretch by 1.5 lengths. Milwaukee Appeal, the earliest leader, is now second. And racing third, Flip for the Coin. Mr. Farik Goes to You and Eye of the Leopard, old friends, traveling 4th and 5th in mid-pack. And Kano West continues to be closer than usual because the pace is slow, though it picked up by 3/5 in the second quarter. They went the first 4 furlongs in 49 seconds. Around the far turn in the 74th, Prince of Wales. Gallant leads. Milwaukee Appeal to filly just to his outside. Mr. Farik Goes to You and Eye of the Leopard continue to travel together and are 3 lengths behind. Kano West is called on for his best from 5th. Flip for the Coin is now the trailer as they come to the quarter pole. Milwaukee Appeal and Gallant still locked in a duel. Mr. Farik Goes to You in behind them. Eye of the Leopard is coming 3 wide and gaining ground. Kano West not doing enough. Milwaukee Appeal just in front. Gallant fighting the good fight. Eye of the Leopard is closing in. Milwaukee Appeal, Eye of the Leopard and Gallant on the inside. Milwaukee Appeal, the filly! Milwaukee Appeal and Gallant
They were nose to nose at the line. Eye of the Leopard could not get to them. It's a photo finish.
There will be no Canadian Triple Crown this year as Gallant scores the upset victory on the front end to hold on by a nose as one of the outsiders in the field over Milwaukee Appeal, who was the favorite in the field off a third in the Queen's Plate. Queen's Plate winner Eye of the Leopard can do no better than third. The winner Gallant won a maiden special weight by a nose at Woodbine last time out in late May for Mark Casse. They decided to move him up into this company, and it was well worth the decision as he scores the victory and picks up the lion's share of the $500,000 in Canadian funds to his connections. Gallant, a Gray-Arone 3-year-old son of aptitude from Quintessa by Touch Gold, was bred in Ontario by Robert Costigan and is owned by Woodford Racing Limited, trained by Mark Casse and ridden to victory by Corey Fraser. Gallant covers the mile in 3/16 to 156.74. We'll pause for one more brief message. When we return, we'll be heading out to California for great racing action at Hollywood Park. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We'll continue at Hollywood Park now. Saturday's co-featured Hollywood Gold Cup for older horses at 1.25 miles.
They're at the post. They're off. Good start. Magnum in the center and Trace Baracho shows speed. Mass Track and Song of Navarone close up. So is Rail Trip. Autism Awareness is next. Then comes Parading, and Trace Barachos takes charge. He's 2 in front. Informed and Dakota Phone are next. Then Bulls Bay and Global Hunter. Life is Sweet is second to last, and the trailer is Big Booster. Trace Barachos going to set the pace at the clubhouse turn, and he does it smartly. Trace Barachos a 3-length advantage over Rail Trip in second. Mass Track taps on the brake just a second from Magnum to the outside. They're together third and fourth, and now 5 behind because Trace Barachos is 4 to the good, turning to the backstretch. Then it's a lineup of 4, all about 6 off the lead. Parading, Autism Awareness, Song of Navarone, and a 4 wide Informed. Next, it's Bulls Bay at the rail with Dakota Phone. 7 off the lead. To the outside goes Global Hunter. 5 back to the filly Life is Sweet. She's double digits from the lead. And Big Booster is at the back of the 13-horse field as they head up the backstretch. In the 70th Hollywood Gold Cup, there's a half mile to run, and Trace Barachos continues to set the pace. He's just a length in front now of Rail Trip in second. Martin Pedroza has long shot Magnum in striking position third, 2 from the front. Defending champion Mass Track stays at the rail, 2.5 off the lead. Parading is asked for a run by Kent DeSormo. He's got 3 to come. Bulls Bay stays at the rail. Between horses goes Autism Awareness and Song of Navarone. Dakota Phone is splitting horses. Global Hunter is 4 wide and Firm 6 from the lead. Then comes Life is Sweet, who's still way out of it, and Big Booster, and Rail Trip comes off the top of the turn, and Rail Trip is suddenly 2 in front, and no one's running after him. Rail Trip comes to the final 16, and he's opened up 3 lengths on Trace Barachos, and the rest are left in his wake. It is Rail Trip, straight and strong, to win the Hollywood Gold Cup. The 70th Hollywood Gold Cup goes to Rail Trip. Trace Barachos second. The filly Life is Sweet emerged to be third, and Mass Track finished fourth.
Rail Trip rebounding off a pair of second-place finishes, now running his record to 6 for 8 lifetime. He was second in the California and the Mervyn Muniz in his last 2 starts, and he scores going away by 3 over Tres Borrachos, with whom he dueled throughout the good part of the race. Life is Sweet, the filly who had chased Zenyatta last time out, rallies from well back off the pace to finish third. The winner, Rail Trip, is a bay gelding, a 4-year-old son of Jumpstart from Sweet Trip by Carson City. Bred in Kentucky by Donara Thoroughbreds Limited and owned by the JMS stable, trained by Ron Ellis, and ridden to victory by Jose Valdivia Jr. Rail Trip covers the 1.25 miles in 2 minutes, .75. Next up, fillies and mares on the turf for the mile in the Royal Heroine.
They're off. Patricia's Gem and Tuscan Evening show speed. Zardanas at the rail. These 3 fast into stride. Lemon Chiffon, Gotta Have Her, and Taste Sis are next. Then comes Maydon Princess, and the trailer is Visit. Patricia's Gem, fastest at the clubhouse turn. She's 1.5 lengths in front of Tuscan Evening, who will sit second early. Zardana took up going into the first turn, and she's third now and 2.5 from the front-running Patricia's Gem. Then comes Gotta Have Her and Levin Chiffon. They are together 4th and 5th and about 4 from the front. Visit is placed 6th by Brice Blanc in the pink cap just outside of Longshot Taste Sis. Maydon Princess at the back of the pack, 8 lengths from first to last up the backstretch. In the 12th, Royal Heroine Mile, and Patricia's Gem is doing it well. Patricia's Gem to the half-mile marker, 1.25 lengths from Tuscan Evening, who continues to track in second. Zardana is joined on both sides. Lemon Chiffon at the rail, and a 3-wide Gotta Have Her, 3.5 off the lead. Visit and Taste Sis now have 5 to come. Maydon Princess at the back of the pack. They round the far turn. Patricia's Gem trying to go it all the way. Tuscan Evening asked to go after her, but Patricia's Gem is strong at the quarter pole and leads by a length. Tuscan Evening has every chance. Gotta Have Her in the center is moving up nicely in the red. Here comes Gotta Have Her. Lemon Chiffon stays at the rail, and Tuscan Evening challenges Patricia Gem, and Gotta Have Her challenges them both, these 3 to the wire. Tuscan Evening half ahead. Patricia's Gem battles back to the inside. Tuscan Evening's got her. Patricia's Gem might battle back. Tuscan Evening, Patricia's Gem, Tuscan Evening! Tuscan Evening beat Patricia's Gem by a couple of inches in the 12th Royal Heroine Mile. That was a thriller.
Tuscan Evening scoring a nice victory, 3rd in a row, 5 of her last 6. Obviously a mare that's in terrific form, and she scores by a nose over Patricia's Gem, who really, it was kind of an interesting race. The 2 of them basically turned it into effectively a match race, and the odds did indicate that it probably would be. Patricia's Gem runs on well for second. Gotta Have Her finishing in the 3rd with a wide move. The winner, Tuscan Evening, is a bay 4-year-old daughter of Oasis Dream from the Faraway Tree by Suave Dancer. Bred in Ireland by Hascombe and Valiant Studs, owned by William DeBerg and trained by Jerry Hollendorfer, ridden to victory by Rafael Bejarano. Tuscan Evening covers the mile on the turf in 1:33.71. It was 2-year-olds in action on Sunday at Hollywood Park. We'll kick things off with the Hollywood Juvenile Championship.
And away they go. From the far outside, Cuckoo is showing good speed, but Necessary Evil moving along beautifully for Joel Rosario, and Classical Slews right behind Necessary Evil. Running back and forth is Zip Quick, who's 6 lengths off the lead, and 1.5 lengths back to Grace Upon Grace. Making their way on towards the half-mile pole, and Necessary Evil pulling Rosario right out of the saddle and going along easily. Has now opened up a 1.5 lengths lead. Garrett Gomez has Classical Slew tucked into a good spot inside of Grace Upon Grace. Then we have Cuckoo, and back at the end is Zip Quick. On past the 3/8 pole they go, and Necessary Evil doing it nicely right now. Is 2 lengths in front from Classical Slew. Trying to move up on the extreme outside is Cuckoo with Grace Upon Grace, and Zip Quick trails. Making their way past the quarter pole, and Necessary Evil so far has made every pole the right one. Is still 2 lengths in front from Classical Slew, who now comes off the rail for Garrett Gomez as Classical Slew is trying to close in. Grace Upon Grace on the extreme outside as the 2-year-olds make their way inside the 8th pole, but it's Necessary Evil. Is Blanc-Clair out here on the lead. Down along the inside is Zip Quick, but it's Necessary Evil and Joe L. Rosario. He's on a mission today. He's won every race so far and does it easily here in the Hollywood Juvenile. 4 lengths in front of Zip Quick. Classical Slew back in 3rd, Grace Upon Grace, and Cuckoo finishing last.
Necessary Evil scoring the victory, a 2-year-old filly beating the Colts by 3 lengths on the front end over Zip Quick, with Proctor Memorial winner Classical Slew back in third. The winner, Necessary Evil, now 2 for 2 off a maiden special weight win at the end of May. A daughter of Harlan's Holiday from Song and Dance by Unbridled Song, bred in Kentucky by Don Amici III and owned by Glencrest Farm and Dapple Stable, trained by Doug O'Neill, ridden to victory by Joel Rosario. Necessary Evil covers the 6 in 109.98. Next up, after having seen a filly win the juvenile championship against Colts, we'll take a look at the Landalusi 4 fillies.
And away they go. It came way to a perfect start. Repo showing the best speed, well-deserved, also came out running smoothly. And Ride Me to the Moon down along the inside, 2 lengths off of Repo, and another length and a half back to Champagne d'Oro. Making their way into the far turn, and Repo under Corey Nakatani's a neck in front from Joel Rosario, and well-deserved. The favorites right on the flank of Repo. Ride Me to the Moon's another length and a half back in third, and Garrett Gomez now has Champagne d'Oro moving up on the outside. Only 2.5 lengths separate the 4 runners. Making their way on past the 3/8 pole, and the Landalusi and Repo's now a length in front and trying to widen, but well-deserved's now cutting right back into that lead, and well-deserved's right up to take a nose advantage. A gap of 2 lengths back to Ride Me to the Moon, and running back and forth is Champagne d'Oro. Looks like we have a great race here in the Landalusi with less than a quarter to go. Repo down along the inside is still full of run. Well-deserved's now going to have to pick it up as Repo has opened up a 3/4 length advantage, drifting in though as they make their way towards the 16th pole. Ride Me to the Moon's running back in third, but it's Repo down along the inside, and Corey Nakatani on the outside comes well-deserved, but Repo's going to take him all the way. A very impressive win for Repo in the Landalusi, a length in front of well-deserved. 3 more lengths back to Ride Me to the Moon in third.
Repo scoring the victory, and I'm sure that all of the connections of the fillies in this race were happy that Necessary Evil had gone in against the Colts, but Repo goes to the front, as did Necessary Evil, never looks back, holds on by 3/4 over Well-Deserved, who was the favorite in the field off of a very good effort in the Cinderella last out. Ride Me to the Moon rounds out the top 3. The winner, Repo, is a bay daughter of In Excess from Miss Nicole by Walter Willie, bred in California by Ron Gomez and owned by J. Paul Redham, trained by Doug O'Neill and ridden to victory by Corey Nakatani. Repo covers the 6 in 110.07. We'll leave California, head back to New York. Before we head to Belmont, we'll stop at Finger Lakes, and Saturday's stakes feature the New York Derby.
We're ready for the New York Derby. And there they go. And Pocket Cowboys is part of the pace with Mom's Boy and Legal Consent. Longing for Malibu is in no hurry. Slevin's right there with him from the inside. Uncle T7 will set up shop at the back. Pocket Cowboys makes the pace in the run to the clubhouse turn. His partner is Mom's Boy. Slevin is third, saving ground every step. Legal Consent bides his time. He's fourth through the early stages with 4 lengths to make up. He's about 2 in front of Longing for Malibu, who has a length on Uncle T7. A 24-second opening quarter. Pocket Cowboys and Paul Nickel Jr. They have a narrow lead entering the backstretch run. Now they stretch it to 3/4 of a length from Mom's Boy and Elaine Castillo. The favorites share third. Legal Consent in the clear. Slevin saving ground up the backstretch run. 5 lengths back to Longing for Malibu, joined by Uncle T7. 48-3 for the half, and Pocket Cowboys dictates the tempo up the Finger Lakes backstretch in the New York Derby. He leads by a widening 2. Mom's Boy is second, and Slevin's right there with him from the inside. Legal Consent is in a nice stalking position. He's in the clear, and he's trying to advance. Uncle T7 is finding his stride. He's within 4 lengths of the leader near the 5/16. And at the tail is Longing for Malibu. 3/4 in 112-3, and Pocket Cowboys is trying to go all the way. Here comes Legal Consent to the outside. Also up close races Slevin, and Uncle T7 joins the battle. They're in the lane in the 37th running of the New York Derby, and it's Pocket Cowboys and Slevin and Legal Consent and Uncle T7 to the outside. Pocket Cowboys and Slevin up the inside. Pocket Cowboys, I can dodge bullets, baby, in the New York Derby. Pocket Cowboys wins the money from Slevin. Uncle T7 for third, then Legal Consent.
No Big Apple triple this year either, as Pocket Cowboys scores the victory here. A little bit of an upset on the front end on a sealed, sloppy racetrack. He's got the dangerous running style and a terrific pedigree for a wet track. He scores over Slevin with Uncle T7 rounding out the top three. The winner, Pocket Cowboys, was second against non-winners of two other than company in New York bred company at Belmont last time out, while facing his elders, drops in against 3-year-olds and scores the upset win. He is a bay gelding, a son of Wild Event from Lots of Sprinkles by Thunder Puddles, bred in New York by Scott Schwartz and owned by the breeder, trained by Scott Schwartz, and ridden to victory by Paul Mickle Jr. Pocket Cowboys covers the mile on the 16th on the sealed slop at Finger Lakes in 1:45.12. We'll head to Belmont Park now, and Saturday's stakes feature the Grade 1 Man Award, a mile and 3 furlongs on grass.
And they're off in the Man of War. And the first to show on the inside is Musketeer. Quiana with some early speed, and so too Marshside. And Midships up close and in hand as they move by us for the first time. So Musketeer will be the leader. Marshside right there in between horses. Midships 3 wide as they make that long run into the first turn now. Midships up for a short lead now. Musketeer second, and Marshside on the outside races third. Quijano hugs the rail in fourth. Gio Ponte will be caught 3 or 4 wide going into the turn. He is fifth in the early stages here, followed by Dancing Forever. At the back of the pack are Chichon, Grand Couturier, and Interpretation. A dawdling early pace here has been established, 25-1 for the opening quarter mile. Vying for the lead, long shot Musketeer along with Midships. Musketeer nearly, Midships races second now. Just outside the Marshside, races third, and Quijano in hand and behind the lead is fourth. Dancing Forever and Gio Ponte only 3 lengths from the lead now, and they went that half mile in 48 and 4/5 seconds. Make that 49 and 4/5 seconds. So they continue down the backstretch in a fairly deliberate manner here. Musketeer and Midships continue to share the lead. Marshside right up on that pace. He's third. Quijano fourth on the inside. Dancing Forever fifth. Chichon and Gio Ponte 2 lengths back. Interpretation of the long shot. Grand Couturier is 10 lengths from the leader. And the leader is long shot Musketeer. Midships now gets a gentle reminder at the half-mile pole, and they round the far turn now. They run 3/4 in 13-2. It's Musketeer narrowly. Midships right alongside. Marshside just outside the lead, still running in third. Marshside now put to a drive as they approach the top of the stretch. Quijano's had a beautiful trip so far. He's just in behind the lead. Gio Ponte swings wide for the stretch drive, and Grand Couturier is following him. Dancing Forever in behind horses. Chichon is coming up the fence. Musketeer the leader, a tenuous lead it is. Here comes Gio Ponte charging on the outside. Chichon comes up the rail. Quijano's in between horses now, and they're coming down to the finish, and Gio Ponte comes away with the lead. Gio Ponte the winner over a star-studded field to win the Man of War by 2. Long shot Musketeer set the pace. He held for second. Quijano and Chichon.
I think it's fair to say that Gio Ponte is the best turf horse in training in the United States right now, as he scores by a length and 3/4 as a 2-1 choice over long shot pace setter Musketeer. Quijano back in the third spot, another one at a big price. The 2 German breds. The German bred horses always seem to do well at Belmont Park, running well to finish second and third in here. But Gio Ponte, off a Shoemaker mile win out in California, heads to the lead late in the Manhattan last time out at 10 furlongs, stretches it to 11 here, and obviously a terrific training job by Christophe Clement, who has stretched this horse out very nicely after having thought early in the season that he was going to be best at a mile. The winner, Gio Ponte, is a 4-year-old bay son of Tail of the Cat from Chipetta Springs by Aladar. Bred in Kentucky by the Killboy Estate and owned by Castleton Lions, trained by Christophe Clement and ridden to victory by Ramon Dominguez. Gio Ponte covers the mile and 3 furlongs into 12.56. That'll wrap up this edition of Horses and Courses. Thank you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed the program and will be able to join us again next week as we take a look at stakes racing action from around the country. Until then, I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.